Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our live stream for Cayden's Ascension. So thank you all for being here, and thank you all for volunteering to help out with an excellent cause. But before we get to that, oh, slightly quiet. How about if I do that? Let me know if that's better. So before we get to that, I do have a cool thing to announce that's sort of been going on in the background. We'll call it a Cayden's Keg initiative of sorts. And I'd like to announce Abadar's Cooperative Coffers. So for those of you who want to get into playing on Foundry, we now have a way for you to sort of try it out and try it out in terms of running a society game. So if you also don't want to go out and buy the season 5 pack quite yet, you want to try it out, here's an excellent way to do so. So what we've got set up is a shared server with 3 separate Foundry licenses on it, with all of the Society premium content. There'll be some set up for Starfinder, some set up for Pathfinder, and the idea is we know that it costs money to get in. We want to make this easy for everyone to do. So we'll have 2 instances reserved for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Both will have the Season 5 pack on it, as well as one for Starfinder with the current pack on it as well. So this is courtesy of an initiative of 2 of our venture officers. One Redix, he's the one who's created the server, and then Dana is the one who sort of made this all work. So you'll log in, you'll get credentials, you'll be able to upload stuff, and yeah, you'll be able to run games. So really cool thing that's going on. Just another amazing example of the community that we have built in, and just sort of the awesome nature of everyone who's around and involved. So thanks to both of them for an extremely large amount of work in making this happen. It's just absolutely incredible, and hopefully it'll encourage a lot more people to try out GMing in both Pathfinder and Starfinder. Moving on to tonight. Tonight we will be supporting, as the whole convention is, Outright International. So Outright International is an LGBTQ plus charity that helps to support LGBTQ rights in countries all over the world, as well as providing sort of like funding for people who are in dire emergency situations. This game alone, I'd like to thank the players, and they'll show up in a second. They've raised $600. The goal that we have is $1,600. So at the convention, you can buy yourself rerolls, you can buy yourself bonuses. One was bought for $1 earlier in my game today to help finish off an orcish cultist. So excellent purchase to definitely overkill a creature. Lots and lots of options, but specifically for tonight, if you want to help and or hinder our players, I encourage both. There are 4 special awards that you can purchase. The first for $10 is Mischief in the Tunnels. Tonight, that means that Alex's next roll will use 5e disadvantage rules, so 2d20 keep worse. You can also place traps in the tunnels, meaning that Alex's next natural 20 is turned into a natural 1. Then we have Luck of the Shiny Scale, as this is a kobold-based adventure. A random PC's next roll will use 5e's advantage, so 2d20 keep highest. That may include Alex, but I promise that I will not let number 3 cancel number 1 out. And finally, a very fun one. The character Alex is playing tonight has a little bit of a hero background, so we can let the fate decide. For a $10 donation, Alex's Hero Sorcerer will draw a card that determines their next turn. If you would like to donate, the link is up on the screen, and if I was really good, I would have prepared it ahead of time so that I can sort of go and grab and cut and paste and drop it into chat. I don't know, Drenchel, if you are in the Twitch stream chat and you want to drop the Tiltify link, that would be awesome. Alex, I'd like to thank you for trying, but you are not one of my VIPs. I actually set up Andrew White, and I set up Anathema so that they'd both be able to. I didn't think about putting organized play in, but that might have been good. Speaking of Paizo organized play, why don't we see all of our players? I've just been informed that we have 2 Mischiefs in the tunnels already. So why don't we swap over to our Foundry instance and say hello to all of our players tonight. So First, you know him, and apparently you definitely don't love him. We have Alex Spidell, the person who is in charge of all of organized play and already being shown all of the love.
Thank you all so much. We have such a wonderful community who cares for me so very much. I love it here.
Next, we have our charity donors in no particular order other than the ones who I like most. So we have the Big M.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me. Just very excited to be part of the group.
Then we have our very own artificial intelligence, but thinks that he's a real boy. Gunnar, Drentel, welcome.
Hello, I'm Drentel, and I'll be playing a kobold tonight. I'm excited. It's also like 2 a.m.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Totally worth it for charity. And last but not least, filling in. Unfortunately, Elizabeth was feeling ill today, so we were able to hook in Adrian. So Fireclaw Drake.
Hello, everyone. I'm also playing Kobold today.
Yes, 2 a.m. True dedication. So with that, today, Alex will be playing Irina. If you'd like to introduce Irina for everyone, please.
Yes, so Irina is a human woman. She's very cheerful, very fun to get around. She seems a bit scatterbrained. She is a trainee Harrow reader. She has herself a Harrow deck. She has a family history of fortune telling. She's still learning the ropes, which is definitely not my excuse for the fact that I am also learning what the cards mean. But she's delighted to be here in her hometown of Absalom.
Wonderful, thank you. Next up, we have William Colt.
Yes, I love playing humans and fighters. So William Colt is a man that has lost his dog. He's been traveling the countryside and for many years ended up in the Pathfinder Society. But also he sees the good in people, the unconditional love that a pet can give. He also wants to bring that out in people and always tries to allow people to redeem themselves before making that final mistake, and he has to use his brute strength to cut him down.
Lovely.
Does your character have dog lore or canine lore?
Yes, canine lore. We had a conversation. His dog was Jasper, by the way. One day.
Next, we have Craigwin.
Hi, I'm Craigwin. I used to be a hook-claw digger for my main job, and then I dug a bit too far upwards in one of my escapades, and came out in a Pathfinder training camp, and they just, acted as if it was one of them. I haven't told them yet.
And then last but not least, we have Sigil and Barry.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ferry. I was a sewer dragon. I grew up in the sewer dragons, but we worked together with the Pathfinder so closely that I decided to go and join them. And during one of my adventures as a Pathfinder, the elemental concordance or whatever went on with the planes happened, and I discovered that I was connected to the elemental plane of metal and have been in since I was born. This is Sigil, a sort of a manifestation of my connection. Sigil sort of waves but doesn't say anything. Sigil is a sort of small, sort of fluid-looking golden dragon thing. You suspect it's likely a metal elemental of some type. Very himself is a golden scaled kobold.
Wonderful. And with that, the group of you has been summoned to the Grand Lodge by Venture Captain Drantel Drang, who asks you to come to the gardens in the back. And so we'll start by dropping out the party.
Oh,
that
I'm at
party
the door.
token sure is something.
Opening the door, you see Drandel Drang and Valais Durant, who are standing there waiting for you.
We should go out to the garden to meet them.
Hey, hi.
Hello, good morning. Is it morning?
Yes, it is. You see the familiar face of Venture Captain Drandel Drang. He looks a little bit haggard, his tired demeanor betraying his reasoning for the meeting in the gardens rather than his usual offbeat selection. He gestures to the pale Asimar woman accompanying him. You know Valais Durant, don't you? She's generously agreed to help me on this assignment I'm about to give to you. I'm afraid I've let down our allies in the Undercity, the sewer dragons. Those kobolds are the ones who've been keeping everything together down there, not to mention all the help they've given the society over the years. I, have been a rather poor friend to them over these last 3 years, and... Valais interrupts. And we're ready to change that. We're here to meet Pethjun, their emissary, and to address the sewer dragon's unhappiness directly. That's where you'll all be most helpful. I believe she'll be up here. We have someone taking her around on a quick visit. And with that, the doors open, and out steps a Gripply with a kobold. Thank you very much, Jeremiah, for giving a wonderful escort to our friend. Pathfinders, this is a time of uncertainty for our tribe. You may know that 3 years ago, a fearsome machine tore through the territory of the sewer rankins. Pathjuns then says, Yes, and very much damaged our reputation. We have held fast to our deal, but frankly, society has not. Chief Dragon Yellowpode asks you to remedy now. Prove that we are not fools to trust you. She looks at the group. Large parts of our territory remain unusable, and still more is being taken. Our enemies see a weakness in becoming bolder in their attacks. Pathfinder recruitment is taking away from our best warriors. There are many tribe members who, like Trapmaster Talk, believe that they have been made weak. Please, help us rebuild. Take us back to our warren. The Chief Dragon trusts you won't hesitate, and punctuates the slightly harsh words with a salute. Chief Dragon Yellowpode believes that her brother, that Talk will listen to reason. There's a mission he has planned. You should talk and join. Talk with the loyalists. Talk to him. Show them worth your alliance. Jeremiah is about to step forward, and Drandel Drang turns. No, Jeremiah. Unfortunately, you are still needed here after the incident. There is still cleaning to be done in the basement. Jeremiah protests. Oh.
Oh, I hate it here. I hate it here.
Actually,
I hate it here. I'm going home.
I think that played in Foundry, but it didn't play online because I muted that.
No, this wasn't our deal.
Oh, no.
And with that, Drandel Drang shoos away Jeremiah.
Thanks, I get.
Oh, that's amazing. Very says, what is it that exactly that you need us to do?
So, Pethjun comes up, noticing you, and places a hand on your shoulder. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, friend.
She then says, hatchlings who think they have formed their own tribe, the so-called tunnel scales. They would never have dared nest here 3 years ago, but they picked up some clever tactics, so don't underestimate them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tunnel scales. Who's leading them?
Not quite sure. They seem to be just mostly around and building a warren. Probably good kobolds, but taking our space.
They should just become part of the sewer dragons again.
Well, I think that is the goal for today, yes.
Well, is part of goal. Aside from getting our tunnels repaired and fighting alongside us to reclaim the warrens, talk to the tribe masters, especially Trapmaster Talk and his entourage. They'll surely tell you their complaints, and perhaps you can address those directly. I believe Talk has plans to remove the trespassers from the warrens within a few days. Joining him could go a long way.
You said something about digging?
Much
Digging
digging
the
has
tunnels
happened.
again? Ah. You need some more?
No digging, but maybe repairing. Repairing would be helpful.
Okay. Good too. Good too.
We can do repairing. We can do digging too, I suppose, if necessary.
Okay.
Valais also
Let's-
says, well, if there's nothing else, there's also something you can do about the damage to the sewers. Drandel pulled some strings with the High Council and arranged for an early dinner with Lyrit, our Commissioner of Sewers, at the Golden Serpent today. You could go and try and convince him to put the Commission's resources towards repairing the damage to the sewers under the Ivy District. Oh, and I recommend speaking with Adula Tremaine. She's the forewoman of the sewer maintenance crew. I can always arrange a meeting with her if you'd like as well.
That seems rather wise. Perhaps if we are able to repair the sewer dragon's domain, then they will like us more.
And I imagine the stability of the city and it will be increased. But I think our first priority should definitely be the sewer dragons. Do you think it would be better if we met with this bureaucrat before we went down?
Pestune turns to you and says, do not think that all of the sewer dragons are not friendly. Trapmaster Talk and Chief Yellowpod, they're family. They're close as young, but have always disagreed on matters of politics. Talk is seeming to resent things and have the frustration with leadership with her Fruster. You could convince him to trust his sister again, and then we'd be all a happy family. Heal the growing divide in the tribe. I believe he's been undermining her at every turn, even if she goes to him for counsel. She sees so much and yet is blind to his maneuvers. But cannot go immediately.
You're right. You don't mind under family. That's not good thing to do.
Valais does say, though, we don't expect you to do the physical work entirely of repairing all of the tunnels, as much as some of you may like, and may be competent at doing so. Drandel has arranged the meeting with the Absalom Commissioner of Sewers. You should just convince him and the city to finally complete the repairs that were promised. Likely, that would be a good step. That would be a first thing to bring to the sewer dragons as a possible resolution and a show of good faith. So I'd suggest starting there. In any case, the dinner's arranged for tonight, and we've asked Chief Dragon Yudalpo to meet with you tomorrow to discuss such things. Peshun will come back and will happily show you the way.
Good to see you again, Peshun. Let us see to this bureaucrat then and see if we can wrangle something useful out of Absalom's bureaucracy for once.
Very good. Drendel Drang turns to you. Just so that we're perfectly clear and that you understand, you need to assist the tribe in taking back their territory. Likely this may involve a physical skirmish, but if you can defuse the situation without that, then perhaps that's all for the better. To do so, report tomorrow morning to a designated sewer entrance. I'm sure that Peshun can tell you exactly where to go, nodding over to Craigwin, and to Veri. Mm-hmm. They're to speak to Lariat today, or you are to speak to Lariat today, as the Commissioner of Sewers, an afternoon meeting. Should you like afterwards, you may try and speak with Adula Tremaine. And, of course, there are various sewer dragon members of the tribe. You should try and understand their complaints as well. So, for anyone who would like, if you'd like to see if you know a little bit more about the sewer dragons or be aware of their history, feel free to roll a blind society or Absalom lore check. Sorry.
Other than kobold lore as well.
Kobold lore would certainly work, although I'm just going to give Veri a critical success because Veri is a member of the sewer dragons.
Hey,
Mining
quick
lore?
question. Is there a way for me to roll with disadvantage? Because I already have 3 of the suckers, so...
Yes. So when you go to make the roll, there should be a toggle at the very bottom that will allow you to select roll with 5e disadvantage.
Oh, how wonderful.
So just
You
keep
said
lore.
society?
Yep. Society or Absalom lore.
Lovely. All right, here we go. Lie to me, GM.
Hilariously, you simply
Oh, I do have
just don't know anything.
dubious knowledge, by the way. So
Uh,
at least there's that.
oh, of course you do.
One down.
So, Craigwyn, you've heard as a member of the Hookclaw tribe that despite the alliance with the Pathfinders, the Sewer Dragons are secretly working with the Onyx Alliance and intend to take down the whole of Absalom via infiltration from the sewer system. William, on the other hand, has heard that Trapmaster Talk is actually working to overthrow Yiddlepod's rule, fracturing the tribe in the process. He does have good intentions, but his strategy seems to function the exact opposite to the intended outcome. Arena, you agree with both of these points.
Yes. I hear they are working with the Onyx Alliance and also undergoing an internal coup. My, the political machinations.
What is very known?
Jeremiah's obviously been feeding you some information.
Obviously, Jeremiah is the most well-informed Pathfinder.
Very, you let people know that the Sewer Dragons are the linchpin of political stability of the Undercity, and that recently their alliance with the Pathfinders has helped to strengthen their position and maintain that stability. Ever since the Strange Machine tore through their territory 3 years ago, however, they have been losing ground to small, squabbling factions that make up the rest of the Undercity. This threatens the entire political structure of the Undercity and is therefore no small threat to Absalom itself. He does go to Craigwyn and bops him on the head and says, "No Onyx Alliance."
No?
No.
So you're not the bad guys? Yeah, okay, I knew that.
I, for one, am shocked by this.
Shocked and or appalled.
Shocked and or appalled. Before we go to our meeting, I should draw a card to see how today will turn out for us. I'm not counting this as one of my 2 cards. I just like pulling cards. So Arena will take out her deck of hero cards, and she will shuffle them, and we'll see how this mission is going to go. Okay. Well, I've drawn the locksmith inverted, which means, and she'll pull out a little scroll, and she'll flip through it, and she'll be like, "Ah, yes, the locksmith, a strange, magical, and ancient mysterious object. But it is inverted, which means that we are going to encounter a great evil artifact. We should beware, we should be careful, and we should try not to die because of it."
We find the digging machine?
Maybe it's a digging machine.
I just want you to know that I always try not to die.
At about this point in time, Jeremiah runs upstairs and he says, "I found this crystal!" And Drandel says, "No!" pushing him back inside. Drandel pulls out a key and locks the doors.
Mary sort of looks at Drandel and says, "You know, that's the most vim and vigor I've seen since your injury."
Drandel turns to you. "Unfortunately, that did take a lot out of me, but I just don't
Good training,
want
it's
to see
good training!
Not another patty cake incident. Not another one, no."
From behind the door, you hear, "It was one time."
With that, Drandel gives you directions to the Golden Serpent, a fashionable restaurant and a lounge in the Ivy District where he's arranged for a meeting with the Commissioner of Sewers over a lavish early dinner, paid for by the Pathfinders, of course. Before seeing you off, the Venture Captain gives you all a look far more serious than any of you've seen on his face previously. Larrett is not an individual we can afford to offend. He's corrupt to the core and barely makes the effort to hide that. But his power in the city is real. Offend him, and it will be the Sewer Dragons who suffer. They've trusted us too much to fail them over some corrupt official. I need you all on your best behavior, regardless of how Larrett acts." With that, he gestures forward and says, "I wish you a good journey. So if you're ready to go."
Ready to go?
Sounds
Yes, I
good.
suppose so. I haven't been to the Ivy District since, well, last week, I guess.
I'm still not sure how the districts on the upper city work, but I'll get there. I'll just follow along.
I believe in you.
So you travel along and you come to a door down here, which has a inlaid golden serpent motif. Would you like to go inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there a
Why not?
maitre d' or a bouncer at the door?
There will be the second that you enter inside.
Oh, wonderful. I will extend my hand in greeting, as is the custom.
They look at you and brush your hands. You see a thin, impeccably dressed Azarketi. He looks at you judgmentally. You do detect a hint of disdain, but recognizes you as actual patrons. He directs you to a quiet corner booth decked out in plush red velvet and gold ornamentation. Leaning back in a position of smug authority with a hint of smarmy buck-toothed grin is a gentleman named Larrett. And he looks kind of like this. Oops.
I will extend my hand to him in greeting as well, and as my high manners have taught me, say, "Greetings, Larrett. I am Arena of the Pathfinder Society. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
We shall see about that. As long as the food is good, I shall stay. Don't worry, nothing too extravagant. I've just asked for 7 courses, if that is acceptable to all of you.
I think I could eat 7 courses.
That sounds lovely.
I got a lot of work to do to digest that.
Just treat it like you're digging through the food.
Oh, great! Yes, I'm ready.
We believe in you, Craigman. So we all sit around the table then.
You all sit down, and with that, he asks each of you for a brief introduction, and as you give it, he pays very, very little attention. Raising a single hand in the air, he signals, and the waiter comes over. The stoic-faced waiter places in front of you beautiful cut crystal glasses with a bright emerald beverage. Would our esteemed guests care for a cocktail made with the finest elven absinthe? And on the table you see small cubes of yellowish translucent gelatinous material. Oh, this is ochre jelly to help cleanse the palate.
Well, I'm not on a cleanse right now, but I suppose I could partake.
So with that, you now have a little bit of time to attempt to influence Larrett. So for everyone watching online, this uses the influence subsystem. So there are 2 actions that each of the players can take, either to discover something about the person, which is, let's see, which is a secret role, and they may learn something about what skills they could use to influence this character, or they could use influence as an action. And what influence lets people do is attempt to convince them of a point of view. So the discovery skills for Larrett are Absalom or Underworld Lore, Perception, or Society in alphabetical order. In addition, for the very first round, you may instead attempt to influence using the bottoms up action, where you attempt to drink the cocktail without coughing or otherwise showing discomfort in an effort to impress Larrett, or down the hatch, where you eat a portion of what many Pathfinders end up fighting in the sewers, the ochre jelly, to demonstrate that you're well within your element.
All right.
Are we going in any particular order, or should we just go in whatever order sparks joy for us?
Go.
We
Spark
can
joy, Alex.
Yeah, go for Spark Joy or alphabetical.
I will spark joy. I'm going to draw a card to determine my action this round. Okay, I have drawn the trumpet correctly aligned, which I have it open. The trumpet shows an aggressive force who wades into the direst situations without hesitation. So I think with that, I will go ahead and try and have some jelly and put it down the hatch.
Wonderful. And so if you'd like, you can roll a will save. Of course,
I will.
With 5e disadvantage.
Yes, I'm aware I still have 2 disadvantages. I've got my little card here. Luckily, will is my good save, so hopefully this will be okay. Should I roll this secret or for realsies?
Oh no, this is open, and you can't hero point it even if you wanted to.
I know.
Oh!
Okay. Hey.
Oh,
Wow.
Double 15s. You see.
Thank you very much.
You see Arena just go forward with a finger, prod the jelly, grab one, toss it up in the air, staring directly in the eye, stick out the tongue, and and take it back.
My, invigorating.
Yeah, and so that will definitely. You see the eyebrow raise ever so slightly. It looks like there's a little bit of an impression being made. Who would like to go next?
when not one to shy away from a challenge that Irina just dropped us. Sigil, who is sitting at the table with the rest of the Pathfinders, grabs the absinthe and immediately just starts chugging.
So the small thimbleful of absinthe gets chugged back. Give me a will save, please.
Fort save.
Or,
Yeah,
sorry, a
fort save,
fortitude
bottom
save. My apologies.
I like that down the hatch is concentrate, but bottoms up isn't.
A 25.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes, a 25 on down the hatch is a critical success.
Hey.
Huzzah! I knew Sigil could do it.
I would say likewise, William would be courteous and grab the cup and dip it, toast it, drink it back. Bottoms up.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
I'm worried about our rolls for later, guys.
Yeah.
Delicious.
With that, he's like, you Pathfinders, sterner stuff. I understand you're here about the sewer dragons. I will promise to talk to the city about repairing those tunnels eventually. And Craigwin, you're up.
Okay, I'll dig right in and I'll start with this good fine drink here. Let's see what it's made of.
A 16. Not quite as strong as everyone else, but you get it down the hatch mostly impressively. Okay. I'll make the repair work a top priority. I'll arrange the necessary resources to start as soon as possible. And about this time, several staff come forward, clearing off the tables. They present satchels of parchment, opening them with a flourish. Inside is a course of fish, its snapper drake, perfectly dressed with cerulean lemons that cut through its fat, with an extra sharp citrus tang, you're informed. The main course that comes along with it is not to be outdone. The star dish of the season is roasted manticore, carved at the table, off of a tail spike, and you see one of the chefs comes out, impeccably dressed in black finery, with a large carving knife, slicing it out. It's quite impressive to watch. The meat itself is heavily spiced and served over root vegetables, accompanied with an expertly paired sang wine.
This is why I had to eat before we started playing.
So in this round, you can still do discovery or influence, or you may attempt to impress Larrett with your knowledge of the main portions of this meal. A nature check to recall knowledge or a cooking or fishing lore check can be used in this circumstance. Otherwise, the discovery rolls are Absalom or Underworld lore, perception, or society.
Well, I've drawn another card, folks, because I had one more left. which means you people have to donate, or else I get to make my own choices for once. I've drawn the owl, which represents wisdom and knowledge, so I think I will go ahead and discover this round. And you said society was one of the options?
Yes. Can I get a
That's probably
blind?
going to be my best, but it
Uh,
will be...
blind keep lowest, please.
Yeah, sure, thrilled. But I'm out of disadvantages now, so joke's on you all.
You are unable to glean anything from him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I expected that.
Who would like to go next?
I'll do nature. Just recall knowledge on the meal and tell them what I know about how it's prepared properly and the way the chef sliced it. And
Sure. Give me a nature check, please.
is that blind or is that public?
It's a recall knowledge check, so technically it's blind, but you can roll it open if you like, because...
That's okay.
So you begin to sort of start to explain your thoughts on the dish, and he just says, I'm going to stop you right there. That here is the tail of the manticore, that one's the fish. Just shakes his head.
What were the discover skills again?
Absalom lore, underworld lore, perception, or society.
Sigil is gonna just be doing discovery with perception.
Okay. Give me a blind perception check, please. Sigil doesn't have a very good vantage point. He sees mostly the leg of the table, and you get this confusing sense between table leg and person leg. It's not helpful, unfortunately.
So disappointing.
Craigwin is just looking over the table, trying to see how the other people eat, and trying to get a measure of what does that say about the man, the way he's eating? What does he like? Is he more manticore or more fish guy? Do you need this many forks?
You,
I would like to.
you start saying that
Perception.
out loud, and you start digging into the manticore tail. He sort of looks at the group of you questioningly after a strong start. He says to Craigwin in particular, you seem a little bit funny. Maybe during the next course you can try and make me laugh, if you know what you mean. And with that, the plates are cleared off, and it is now time for the cheese and dessert course.
Oh, my favorite.
The cheese course includes several fine varieties of cheese from across Galarian, with plenty of bread and crackers passed around. The meal's dessert is a light custard with berries. Laird eats slowly, finding all of you amusing enough after the past round, and is probably ready to hear some of your arguments. So if you'd like, you can either do discovery, you can randomly try influence on a skill of your choice, or you can attempt to make the commissioner laugh with a joke, body limerick, or something similar, using performance.
Well, performance is one of my best skills, so I think I will do that. I think I will tell him a humorous anecdote about the kobolds in the sewer in the hopes that it encourages him to make them a top priority. So I will make performance, and I'm out of disadvantages. Haha!
Right until you roll the natural 20.
Yeah, well, ha! I'm so
you,
funny.
You come across, it's a hilarious joke. And he
I'm
says,
so funny.
Okay. I'll begin the process immediately to repair the tunnels. More work in the future to maintain crews, if that's the type of people who will be benefiting from the results of the work. Who would like to go next?
Very will finally cut in and maybe do some work instead of letting Sigil handle everything, and we'll follow up as well with a joke to go with Irina. Try and keep the key. Oh, think we're going to hero point that. Try and keep the mood light. Not tell an offensive joke.
You start to tell a joke. You get halfway through and everyone's looking at you strange as you realize you're telling it in Draconic. And that some of the words came across about his mother. You quickly switch to Common, and he figures it's all part of the joke. You get a little bit of a chuckle out of him.
Better than nothing.
I look at the cheese and I see there's a lot of holes in some of the cheeses, and I try to make some funny allurement how the holes in the cheese and mining is basically the same thing, right? There must be diggers that have dug the holes in the cheese.
He gets a little bit of a giggle out of it. It's suitably hilarious for your 10th influence point. And last but not least.
I guess, can I try to influence him through diplomacy, like explaining to him how, hey, you end up fixing the tunnels, it's going to be good for the city, which will be good for your position in the office. I forget his exact role, but you know, what's good for them will be good for you.
So influence with a diplomacy check, I guess?
Maybe, or I can do society also.
Your choice of whether you'd prefer society or diplomacy in this case.
Yeah, we haven't succeeded any discovery
You don't
checks,
know what
so
any
we
of
don't
his
know what we're
discovery.
doing.
You don't know whether or not it'll be successful or whether or not it will work.
Yeah.
But you are welcome to roll it.
Well, yes, I think that's better than me trying to tell a joke. Lost my dog. I'm sad.
We know nothing about this dude, but he likes jokes about cheese.
Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to have swayed him. And finally, at about this point in time, Pesh brandy comes out, served in thin glassware. It's warming and slightly sweet. He's ready to hear any final arguments that you may or may not have.
Someone.
Hey, I'm
who's
going
good
out on a lag here. I'll just say if you help us as the society, we can definitely help you, and we have lots of muscle to go around to help you. I'll just try to impress him with my muscles because I'm totally out of ideas, and it can only go wrong.
He turns
Well
to you.
done.
This is a fine dining establishment. This is highly inappropriate.
All right, I'll try to discover, I guess, right? With society, is that one of the options?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I guess I should have done that last time. That's okay.
Well, it's a blind roll for discovery.
Oh, so,
Sorry.
oh, you're fine.
Okay, so with that, would you like to know a skill to influence, a resistance, a weakness?
I think a skill to influence would probably be our best bet on the last round here.
You believe that... Well, let's see, which one of these will you get? Okay. If you flattered his exquisite taste in clothing or jewelry using crafting, that would be a useful thing to do.
In that case, I assume that William is able to communicate that to us. I think Very will point out his... Oh, I gotta look at his picture to see if there's anything even worth complimenting first. Hold on.
Yes,
Point out
Hopefully
his...
you used your inside voice on that one.
I'll point out the fine textiles that he's wearing. Are they elven in nature?
As you say that, he leans forward. He's like, not quite elven. Critical eye, but we'll say close, and he bares his teeth. And his teeth have an unnatural sharpness to them. He sits back in his chair.
What an interesting man you are, sir. I would love to do this again sometime, and I would just like to blatantly flatter and also flirt with him a little bit with diplomacy.
Go for it.
Great. Yeah, it's not great.
He looks across the table. Not my type, I'm afraid. He pulls out a platinum coin and slides it towards William. This is my calling card. It's worth about 1 gold. We'll see what we can do for your friends. And with that, he seems very thoroughly impressed with the group of you, mostly due to your ability to tell jokes and
eat,
Drink and eat.
and shoot liquor. Evidently, they chose the right people here. And with
I got
that,
a calling card. All right.
with that, the Azurketi maitre d' comes to the group of you. Well, it was a pleasure to serve you today. We have billed the meal to Mr. Drang's account, and we would kindly ask you to leave.
Thank you for your service.
Do not thank me. You know what you did. And he points at the door.
Well,
We do.
I look around and I'm like, Sigil, what did you do?
Oh no. Do we have time to find Adula?
You do. About the time that you're leaving, a woman comes forward. She says, yes, hello. My friend Valais said that you would like to speak with me?
You must be Adula.
I am, quite.
Can I make like a sense motive? She looks shifty.
Okay, roll a blind perception check. So, Very, you're a sewer dragon. You recognize sort of what she's coded in as filth from the sewers. It's obvious that she's someone who works very hard and is down in the sewers doing reparations. Nothing seems outside of the norm. She seems perfectly lovely to you.
Okay, I take back my comment about the shiftiness. I say, have you considered a bath? You were not going to look all gleaming and shiny if you just straight out of the sewers and haven't washed.
No, come on, it's not that bad.
She looks at the group of you. She's like, I literally just got out of the sewers to come meet with you.
I fear
That's
we are
awesome,
not
let's
putting our
go
best-
right back.
I fear we are not putting our best foot forward here. Adula, it is lovely to meet you. We understand you've been working on the repairs to the sewer tunnels where the sewer dragons live. Is that correct?
I work where I need to go. But why don't we sit and speak? I'm just going to use this scene again because there isn't a second tracker to use. But
That's fair.
so we'll go through the exact same thing. In this round, there are only. Oops, I guess I should close that up and wait for this to load for the stream. So you will once again get to do a round of influencing. The discovery skills are labor lore, guild lore, perception, or society.
I will give perception a try. I want to figure out her vibe, and also I sort of kind of forgot why we needed to talk to her because someone played a voice clip of me, and it short-circuited my brain a little bit.
I can get us back on track. Don't worry. I'm happy to help out.
No, it's fine. You need me. You know, I was really quite pleased with that one too.
It was so good.
It was very good. Anyway, there's my blind perception check to discover.
Okay, so
I would love to know weaknesses if she has any, and if not, then give me a skill.
Her weakness is the first offer that improves her crew's working conditions automatically generates 2 influence points with her. A successful check on a considered plan on how to complete the repair work would impress her and automatically influences her to influence level 6, or increases the influence threshold success level by 1 if you've already reached that point.
Excellent. Well, I will slyly pass to my fellow Pathfinders that she cares very much for her crew and she would like to take care of them and also figure out how to get this job finished.
So who would like to go next? So labor lore, guild lore, perception, or society? Or rolling
That's
a
just
random
for
skill.
Discover. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll roll society with Very to discover, just to talk a little bit about her crew and see how she feels about them. Maybe.
Okay. Would you like an influence skill or her resistance?
I think we'll take the skill now that we have her weakness.
Would you like a lore skill or a non-lore skill?
I think lore skills could be a bit of a crapshoot, so let's go with a non-lore skill.
The easiest skill would be diplomacy.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I guess go ahead.
I'll go with assessing her as well. I want to get a better read on her. And I'm not the most diplomatic, as I am sure you have noticed.
That is a success. Would you like her resistance, a lore
I
skill,
would like
or
the
a
lore
non-
skill.
The easiest lore skill is labor lore, particularly suggesting ways to improve working conditions.
I don't have that.
My other kobold has labor lore.
Well, remember, you can always roll lore untrained.
That's true.
Oh, that's
And
true.
William.
Yes, I will try to be diplomatic, influencing her to let her know that we will follow through taking care of her people. Whatever we say, we'll make sure we go back topside and work with the officials to make sure it happens. We'll see the follow through to it.
Okay.
Actually,
So you can roll an open diplomacy check.
I'll hero point that. I got an extra.
Unfortunately, still not a
Better.
success.
All right.
So we move on to the second round.
Darling, we understand that you and your crew have been working very, very hard. Could you tell us about some of the working conditions down there and what we could do to improve them? And I'm just going to try and use diplomacy to butter her up and talk to her about her crew because that's my best skill.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
You trip over
Should I
your
hero point
words, and she says, well, we've done all of the obvious things to try and improve conditions. We're looking for non-obvious solutions.
Should I hero point it? That was only a 5.
Go for it.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Hero point it.
That's-
Hey,
There we
much better.
go.
That'll be a critical success for 2 influence
Hey.
points. She's like, I'm happy to hear any of the ideas that you would have. Who would like to go next?
Very might use crafting to influence and talk a little bit about their knowledge of the sewers, and if we can convince the sewer dragons to sort of rally around at least one or the other of the leaders, maybe we can enlist their help in assisting to get the repairs done quickly and safely. They have a lot of knowledge of what goes down in the sewers.
Okay,
So I was thinking that could either be crafting or kobold lore, depending on what you think.
let's do crafting.
Okay.
A 14. She lets you know that her biggest problem right now is that the kobolds in the caverns. It's unsafe for her to send her crew there, and that's their biggest hang-up. You don't seem to have helped that issue. Oops, wrong one. That one.
So what I can offer is I have this Khazar who once did a great strike action and who actually bartered for much better pay for a whole tribe of kobolds that were employed in a big building project. And I could introduce you. Like, that could probably help you out. And I'll try to go with labor lore.
Oh,
And with
And tell
that,
her of my cousin Rakarek.
she turns to you and she says, "Huh, that's interesting. That would certainly improve my crew's working conditions. It would be interesting to hear a little bit more about that." And it seems like that was a success. And in addition, as a way to improve working conditions by adding some kobold laborers, you get 2 bonus influence points. And William.
I guess we'll try diplomacy to talk with her to really find out what is unsafe about their working conditions, so we can really address the issue.
And that is a success. So hearing about potential thoughts and with the offers made of introducing people to Recorrect, Ajula says, "I could allow my crew to work on the repair project, but at this point I don't know that I'm interested in resuming regular maintenance." Who would like to go next?
Why is it that you're not interested in resuming maintenance?
There's so much to do. It's just difficult, and making it a priority in the area, especially if you can't guarantee safety for the long term. I'm sure these people are nice, but we haven't had the best of luck with kobolds.
I understand. The Pathfinder Society has had a relationship with the sewer dragons, and actually tomorrow we are going to go down there and attempt to assuage some of their worries as well. So our hope is that they will be out of your way, and you will be able to resume regular work without fear of interference from kobolds. And I'll just try diplomacy again.
Go for it.
Not great.
13 is still a success.
Yeah.
Who would like to go next?
Very well. Continue on that train of thought and sort of says, as a sewer dragon, or at least someone who grew up with the sewer dragons, there can be a perception that the uplanders just don't care at all about what goes down there, and so an olive branch in the form of assistance repairing the downstairs could be met with hopefully the same sort of friendliness and generosity in return. So hopefully once we start out their political business, Very says that very sort of hesitantly, there could be a bit more of a mutual respect and sort of a give and take on both sides. I'm going to do diplomacy.
Okay. That is a success. She nods. Well, both of you seem to be making points. I'm interested in hearing more. Maybe this isn't such an awful idea, but I'm still not convinced.
So just on a personal note, I want to check a few notes about proper tunnel work with you, and see if we're up to the same understanding. Of there's something that I could learn from you, you could learn from me. Just exchange some tunneling notes, and I would like to go with crafting to influence her.
Okay, give me a crafting roll. An 18.
Oh, that's good.
That is a success. You bring forward a plan on how you think a bunch of the tunnels could be repaired. Listening to you, she says, Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I will meet with the city officials regarding the repairs to form a plan for efficient reconstruction of these damaged sections. That's a wonderful thought, Master Kobold. Maybe we do have things to learn from each other. Maybe I haven't been fair. William, you're up.
I would talk with her some more about trying to really figure out how to make the working conditions safer. Should we put, maybe some breaks or regulated schedules or some employee, recognition program, something to make sure that her kobolds that are doing the work are taken care of. Ugh. That's all.
Well, it's a thought. And one final round of influence.
I try to discover something. Like I feel like maybe she still has something that could help us that we don't know. It's always good to know your coworkers, right?
Would you like to know an influence skill or her resistance?
I want to know her resistance. I don't want to screw it up in the last moment.
If you attempt to bribe her, that offends her. If you insult the sewer workers, that will increase the check difficulty significantly.
Okay, yeah, good.
Don't think we were likely to do that, but good to know anyway.
Yeah.
We respect labor in this household. Could I see if she'd be interested in having her fortune read and drawing a card?
You've been making friends, sure.
Very good. I will have her draw a card. I'm gonna try and use fortune-telling lore to do this. See how it goes.
So let's draw the card, see what you've got, and the fortune-telling lore DC will be based off of the story you tell.
Well, this is a very interesting card for you to have drawn. You see, now I understand that at first drawing the sickness may seem like an ill omen for your future, but considering your line of work in the sewers, I think it actually just represents the good work that you are doing to keep the people of Absalom safe and healthy.
Roll fortune-telling lore.
Sure. Oh boy. 11.
She says,
Of all the card draws you could have had, that certainly was
I know,
one.
right? I'm gonna hold back here much better things for her, but
tell you what, let's see how this goes, whether you get a +1 or a +2 for that story.
hey.
Oh, only a +1. Unfortunately, not a success.
Oh. All right. Well, no.
She's like, an interesting fortune tell, but a little bit awkward. I prefer to get my fortune read down in the market, as opposed to, well, yes.
Harsh.
I'm still learning. It's fine.
And it was a wonderful attempt. It was a wonderful attempt.
Do you like jokes about cheese?
She cocks her head to the side. It seems like that's a little bit too holy for me.
No, I assure you the jokes are extremely cheesy, but sometimes they're sharp.
And with Arena around, sometimes they're even old.
Hey!
Oh, that was a poor roll.
And last but not least, William, last chance.
How do I just do a untrained labor lore roll? I figured diplomacy's not working for him.
Go for it.
How do I do that? Do I just click on one of my regular ones and finish it, or quickly add
well,
one?
You can add it if you.
Okay.
Here you go. You
Just
now
don't mark
have
it as
labor
trained.
lore. Untrained. Go for it.
Ooh, very
Well done.
nice.
Well done. So with that, and with the bonus from the crafting roll from before, she turns to you. Perhaps I shall meet with this chief dragon friend of yours and begin a working relationship regarding ongoing maintenance. If they're willing to help me, I'm willing to help them. I'll push the city to repair the damage to the tunnel. My crew's muscle and expertise will be at your disposal.
Excellent.
So because you succeeded super well with Larrett, none of that actually matters, but you feel really good about it.
Not as good now that I know that it doesn't matter.
A lot of useful information.
Yeah. And so with that, you can return back to the Grand Lodge. So if you'd like, you have the rest of the evening. You can refresh all of your spells and all of your hit points, none of which went away. Coming back and telling the story to Peshun, who's still hanging around. Craigwin, you feel particularly proud of being able to negotiate, and you end up gaining a hero point.
I did negotiate, indeed. It's a first for me.
Yeah, the Peshun will come up and say, You may be a hookla, but you would probably do well as one of us two.
I'm mainly a digger.
There's lots of places to dig in the underground.
Yeah. Lots of places. Some people say they can dig too deep. Haven't found that yet.
And so with that, we can move on to the next day. You get up early in the morning, and Peshun meets with you and asks you to come with her. You travel deep into the Undercity through a confusing maze of sewer tunnels and caves. Everyone seems a little bit lost. Even Craigwin, it's a different part of the city, but this is very much like going home with you. You take up the rear to make sure that nobody else gets lost. She's quite polite and focused. She'll answer questions without breaking strides, but you quickly find yourself in the once opulent, now decaying theater that is the Sewer Dragon's seat of power.
As we go down, Veri is going to use their Pathfinder Provision Scroll of Mystic Armor for the day. Just in case.
Nice.
Is there anyone else who wants to do any preparations?
As we're making our way through, I would just pull out my Wayfinder and cast light from it, but beyond that, no.
Not really.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh my. What a lovely theater.
I'll just reload the stream again, because why not? This is what happens when I try and do 8 different things for my computer.
I know the feeling.
Oh, that is nice.
There we go. Get that nice and centered on the stream. Pathfinders! We thank you for coming. Chief Dragon Yidlepode says to the group of you, nodding to Peshun. Let us get straight to the point. Our warrens are shrinking, outsiders encroach and attack us, and they have become bolder the longer we are unable to effectively fight against them. Peshun reports that you are finding a means to repair the tunnels, but that will do us no good if they're simply taken by our enemies. She gestures over to one of the kobolds off to the side. Yipitok will be raiding one of the pockets of invaders in short order. You should join him. Prove you're willing to fight alongside us. Talk hisses at the group. Sister, why should I take these pathfinders when they are unproven? We might as well take a juvenile before he's earned his first scale. Yiddlepode, she turns her head towards his brother. This is clearly an ongoing disagreement. Pathfinders, Yipitok seems to think your training is unworthy. I suppose you'll have to pass through the breath of the dragon. This earns a young warrior full entry into our defensive ranks. Then you would be fully qualified to accompany the raid. Don't you agree, Yipitok? Yeah, I guess that would work.
What about dragon?
So, Very, you know that the Breath of the Dragon is kind of like an obstacle course through the sewers that it's the warrior's final test before full induction to the ranks of the sewer dragon's defensive force. It takes about an hour of time for the kobolds to get set up. You're offered a quiet room to sit and wait in, but you can also spend some time speaking to tribe members if you like. Peshun is willing to talk to you, of course, but really doesn't have anything to offer that you haven't gotten in the recent
Yeah,
course.
Barry is definitely going to go and talk to some of the tribe. It's been a while since he's been down here, so he's going to catch up.
I would
a bit.
also love to go around and just like gather some information, see what the vibe is.
Sure.
Do a vibe check, you might say.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone who would like to go around, it'll be a diplomacy check to gather information or society check to recall knowledge.
That's a blind roll.
These will be blind rolls, yes, to try and discover what's going on down in the sewer dragon's lair.
Blind roll.
Yeah.
Arena, you and Craigwin go over and you try and talk to Trapmaster Talk. And he's like, I'm busy. I don't want to talk to you. Ugh. William, you go over to some of the other kobolds. And you are able to discern that there's a clear split in the tribe between Yiddlepode loyalists and those who believe a change in leadership is needed along the lines of Trapmaster Talk. Very, you find one of your old friends. They let you know that Talk has been actively agitating the tribe behind his sister's back and that he has plans to sabotage your attempt at running the course. Currently, Talk, after speaking with both Craigwin and Arena very briefly and abruptly, went away to go and have the course prepared. So, Chief Dragon Yiddlepode comes to grab you after about an hour along with Trapmaster Talk. You're led in a formal procession. Peshun ushers you along just behind Chief Dragon Yiddlepode and Trapmaster Talk, which is a position of honor. When you stop, there's a mural of an iridescent dragon head that's painted around a tunnel's opening. There's a ragged piece of red fabric taken from the theater's old curtain hanging across it. It evokes the appearance of fire. Drawing to a halt, Chief Yiddlepode turns to the group of you. This is the Breath of the Dragon. Peshun indicates a start line for you as a young and wiry kobold takes their place nearby as well.
Hello.
They eye you with surprised approval and give you a small bow in acknowledge of your competition. Chief Dragon Yiddlepode turns to the crowd of kobolds surrounded. Sewer dragons and pathfinders. For several years we have been friends and allies, but we have never had the pleasure of hosting this special challenge. With the completion of this course, you'll all be honorary members of our warrior ranks, fighting alongside our champions. And a polite round of applause goes off. She turns to Peshun. Please give them the marks. Peshun looks at you and at the runner, gauging each of your readiness. On your mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin! The young kobold beside you takes off at a run. And so this section follows the chase rules. To remind everybody who's watching along, the way that a chase works is it is done in rounds. There is a series of obstacles, each of which has a certain number of points that must be overcome. The players can go in any order. When they finish a round, essentially they reset. They can go in any order. They're not stuck into an initiative order itself. It's just everybody has to go once for each round of trials. They can try and get ahead, or they can try and fall behind. Any excess points do not carry over to the next obstacle, and everyone is encouraged, I'll say, to be creative. So you see the young warrior, the little kobold, slipping through the bars of a locked sewer grate spanning the tunnel ahead. It looks long neglected. The steel itself looks rusted. So suggested ways to get past this particular obstacle: acrobatics or athletics to move through the bars, or break the gate open, or thievery to try and pick the lock.
Now, I'd like to just run through the bars. No door that can contain a kobold. And definitely not a hook claw.
You certainly run ahead, and that is one chase point successfully obtained.
Very will also go up and just try and slip through the bars deftly.
You get stuck partway through the bars, unfortunately.
Oh no. William will come and just try to break the gate down also and help Barry through. Oh yeah, I have to roll tonight.
A 15 in athletics is a success.
Nice.
So you have 2 successes on this particular challenge.
If there's anything left of the gate, I am too demure and ladylike to break through, but I will try and pick the lock with thievery.
Go for it.
Wait, I could just open it, everybody.
And with that,
I'm lying in my head like, wait, I can just... No, okay, fine. It's fine.
that is a critical success. Arena unlocks the gate, and Very, who's pinched in it, just sort of falls through. And you arrive at the second obstacle.
Bonk.
The Sooner Tunnel in this area has collapsed, partly blocking the immediate path, but not making it impassable. To attempt to get through in our second round, acrobatics or athletics to scrabble across the debris, crafting or engineering lore to either find a clear and easy path or clear some of the rubble.
I'm sorry, there's mining lore missing there, I think, right?
I will allow mining lore for sure.
For sure.
Can I?
So
use
yeah, I
the-
like to reinforce the rubble so that there's some place
no.
to go
Uh,
through, and I want to hero point that.
Oh,
Craigman comes forward and gets pinned under some of the rubble. He
I can do
yells
this!
from in the hole, "I found a path." You just see 2 kobold legs sticking out. Fortunately, you had exactly 0 points, and since obstacle points can't go negative, that doesn't actually hurt.
Do you think I could use the timber cantrip to make a log that we could move across more easily?
I would say
Cantrips
not-
aren't appropriate.
not in this particular case, only because this is mostly rock. There's not a whole lot of timber. It wasn't really to be shoring up the tunnel. It's mostly you're trying to get through, and reconstructing the tunnel would take some time.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna try and scrabble across with acrobatics then. That sounds
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
A bit better.
you have no problem.
William will follow, but using athletics. Like Barry made a path, I'm going to follow that same path.
And that is a critical success. You make it look easy, and you manage to kick off some of the debris that Craigwin was stuck, who sort of tumbles out, very proud that they've now found a mining tunnel through the debris path. And Arena.
we haven't finished this obstacle yet?
Not yet, unfortunately.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to do acrobatics, but I'm bad at all of these. Will you let me pull a card to see if I can sell you into giving me a bonus?
Certainly.
I'm just gonna pull a card, I don't know what's here. Well, I have the Hidden Truth, but inverted. Which I don't really think I can sell as any sort of a boost to acrobatics.
The hidden truth is that you're bad at this.
The hidden truth is, the hidden truth is that, like all fortune tellers, I'm a fraud. Alright, here we go.
Give me fortune-telling lore.
Yeah, right. Not graded either.
It's not getting better.
Yeah,
No.
unfortunately, I'll say no on the fortune telling lore. However, on the acrobatics check, that actually is a success.
Hey!
So
Hooray.
you don't get a
Very
bonus,
carefully.
but you do sort of follow along between William's footsteps. You have your cards in front of you. Gotta pick a card. Gotta pick a card. You almost trip over top of Craigwin, but you're like, aha! You pull out your card and you look around and you're past the obstacle. And we are done round 2.
Craigwin, you are not fated to die upon this obstacle. A different one, maybe, but not this one.
The kobold rushes ahead at the end of the second round. In front of you, you see a thin wire that's been placed across the path. If tripped, a series of tanglefoot bags would be deployed to slow your progress. You can attempt perception or thievery to spot the wire and avoid the trap.
Okay. Does anyone else have thievery? Because if not, I might try that first.
Go ahead.
Okay. I will attempt to disable this trap with my trusty thieves' tools.
Aha!
And that is a
19 on the
critical
die.
success.
Which is the best you could roll.
Yeah.
That's true. Actually, at this moment, it is.
So yeah, you finish that obstacle. Whoops. Oh, I had the card still up in the stream. There we go. So you finish that obstacle and move on. In front of you, the kobold is standing there staring at a fork in the path. Around the tight corner, there's no clear... the course ends abruptly in a T with no clear indication on which way to take. Survival to figure out the path that kobolds have taken in the past, or underworld lore to find and interpret the remnants of an erased indicator.
Can I use kobold lore?
That would be appropriate.
All right. Barry's like, wait a minute. I think I remember this. Nope, I don't remember it.
You don't remember it.
Can I use scouting lore?
I'll allow scouting lore.
Now let me see. They must have left some kind of note where they went.
And you have gained 1 point against this obstacle. You think that you've started to
I
pick
don't
out a
know
hint
what
of a direction to go.
Irina, you're the next best.
William's acted
William
already.
has to go
Oh,
because
that's
this
right.
is still the end of the third round.
That's right. You're right. All right. I will attempt survival. I'll look down at the ground, kneel down, and give it my best.
Your best, unfortunately, is not good enough in this case.
Could I guidance William's best, or...
I'll let you on another round, but
Alright, that's fair.
so the kobold picks a path and rushes ahead.
Oh,
While you're all thinking about it, unfortunately, you don't pick the direction that he went, or see the direction he went. Who would like to go next? As we start our fourth round.
Very is gonna again try to rack their brains for kobold lore.
Okay.
Yeah.
13 on kobold lore. Unfortunately, no.
Dang.
Really? On a lore? Jeez.
I'm not the one who wrote this.
Are you allowed to aid during a chase or no?
It takes your action.
It'll take your
so it's
action
not
to do
really
so.
recommended.
Yeah, that might be better than me rolling a +1.
You need to
I
roll
have
15
cooper-
on whatever you're aiding with.
I have a cooperative nature, so I get +4.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Could
guys
I
tell
try
me.
and see the future and see which way we go using fortune-telling lore? I'll pull a
Draw-
card if you want.
Draw a card.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Excellent. I have drawn the carnival, but reversed. Please hold while I look up what the carnival means. The carnival is the card of illusions and false dreams. However, inverted, it is the power of ambitions and whimsical forces.
I think pick a
So we
path.
just pick at
and go.
random and go.
That's what I'm hearing. Is I pick a path at random.
Roll fortune telling lore, and because it was inverted, I will give you a +2.
Hey, +2. Love that. 17 total. I think actually
Nice.
no, that should be a 19. I don't know why I didn't count
a
it.
19. That
Yeah.
is a success. You start to get an inkling of the way that you should go.
I hear the laughter of clowns this way. We should go.
No, let's not.
My survival instincts might tell me something else. Let me see and check in with them.
If you're gonna survive, okay.
19 is very much a success. That's 3. And William.
There's no one left to aid, so let me. I'm with the fish.
Oh no!
I'll hero point it. At least it's not a crit fail.
Yeah.
So we now move on to our next round. Round 5.
I think
That
at this
one
point,
looks really blocking us.
Sigil's gonna step up and use survival to try and find the way, because the lore skill's clearly not working.
Yeah. Oof.
You know what? Yeah, no. Let's hero point this. Ah!
Unfortunately, Sigil is equally lost.
Oh, boy.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
I'll try to continue on with scouting lore and see if there's like any last remaining bits that I haven't seen, that I haven't noticed. We need to get out of here.
Yeah. Jeez.
Unfortunately, he's still lost.
I'll try to re-roll that.
The reroll, however, will be successful. You find the
Oh,
path,
thank God.
and you advance ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I found the way.
And you move on to ahead of you. You appear to you see a shallow puddle across the path. It's a deep hole filled with sewer water and filth. Arcana or perception to spot something off about the puddle, or athletics or acrobatics to leap across the puddle.
I can do perception. See if that gets us anywhere as we're running down the hallway. Come on!
And I'll just attempt to
before
leap
you
over
do
the
that-
puddle.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's fine. We'll take your athletics. For the
Oh,
athletics,
that's right. I failed, so I have to
Yeah.
make a reflex save, don't I?
William, you do manage to jump across, so you get a point. And yes, I do need a reflex save to not fall in. A 12.
Did I fall in?
You did fall in.
Yay!
You fall in, becoming disoriented.
Oh no, we gotta go back.
I've fallen in the muck. Who could have seen this coming?
Well, if you'd only drawn a card. So,
If only.
who would like to go
No one
next?
donated to make me draw a card, so...
So we begin the 6th round.
I'll go ahead and I'll jump over the next puddle.
Go for it.
Oh, very nice.
26 is a... Yep, that's a critical success. William jumps across and jumps back, just showing you how easy it is.
I'm on one side, now I'm on the other side.
Yeah, well, where he can jump across, I can jump across as well. I'm lighter.
You absolutely can. Jump across for another 2 points. So the 3 of you can proceed. Arena, I need you to make an athletics or survival check to get out of the water.
Yep. This is fine. This is fine.
And you do manage to get out and catch up.
Okay, great.
So I think the only one who hasn't gone yet is Very. So Very, there's an open valve ahead of you. It's spewing forth a rush of water that's already half filled the tunnel. A small ledge remains above the surface, just behind the stream of water at the outfall. So acrobatics to navigate the small ledge, athletics to swim across, or survival to take a position sheltered from the water's force.
I'm going to actually shout, Sigil, quick, the water. And I'm going to cast Evolution Surge to give Sigil a swim speed.
Ooh.
Okay. I will certainly count that as a success, and that will end round number 6. On to round number 7. So, who would like to begin?
I'd like to see Sigil swim. Lead the way, Sigil.
Yes, really.
Do you want? I don't think I'm going to get another free success out of this, though.
Can I hook a ladder to Sigil and we all just get dragged along by him?
He does have 18 strength. But I think if you guys are gonna, I'm just gonna use acrobatics to sort of navigate the small ledge along the side, very keeping pace with Sigil.
Okay. An 18 is a success, Very.
So I got a swim
what do you-
speed, and I'll try athletics to swim. I think
you
that's only appropriate.
Do you have a swim speed, you said?
I have, yeah,
Oh,
15
yeah.
feet.
Well,
I'm a
then
tunnel foot kobold.
you can just you can just swim, and it's not even a problem. You don't even need to roll for that.
Oh, cool.
You remember that
But
you
yeah,
can
this
swim
happens all the
perfectly
time.
fine. This isn't even a problem.
How do you think I survived in the sewers?
William, athletics 15. Yep, that is a success. And the group of you managed to swim past without too much of an issue. You get through,
Right on Sigil's back.
and
Yeah.
you find yourself in waist deep. As you exit the water, you're in waist deep for offal for medium-sized creatures. It stinks of excrement and rot. You see the bodies of dead rats floating like warning buoys on the surface. Above the waterline, a small-sized opening indicates the presence of another path. You can use acrobatics to squeeze into the narrow opening, or a fortitude save to bravely wade through the muck. Arena, you're up.
Yeah, I am just having a terrible time in these sewers. I don't care for any of this.
Wow,
will,
the sewers aren't desirable.
It's all acrobatics and athletics down here. I'm really struggling. I will pull a handkerchief out of my pocket, place it over my nose and mouth, and make my way through, making a fortitude save. Because that +5 is better than my acrobatics.
You can do it.
16?
Yep. A 16 fortitude save is a success.
Huzzah!
Didn't even have to draw a card about it.
We now move on to round 8. So who would like to go next in the filth? Acrobatics or fortitude?
What a sentence.
So there's some dead rats floating around here. I call these bonus rations and would like to make a fortitude save.
Go for it.
Bonus ration?
You're not sickened, but it does delay you as you start picking out some rats. The rest of the group sort of looks at you in disgusted awe, and you put the rats back. but that'll end your turn. Who would like to go next?
Sigil is going to take that idea and run with it. And by the idea, I mean the rats.
Oh, dreadful. Dreadful.
That is a success for Sigil, as Sigil cares a little bit less about their stomach than Cragwin, and definitely cares
Made of
less
metal.
about what everyone else thinks. And
Literally an iron gut.
Yep.
William will just follow everyone else into the muck.
Oh no!
Sorry. You can't handle the smell.
William, watching Cragwin eat one of the rats and watching Sigil eat one of the rats, William tries to eat one of the rats. It's disgusting. He vomits, and there's a little bit more filth now.
Oh. I attempt to not look at any of them as I make my way through. An attempt a fortitude save.
You can't
right.
get this out of your head.
Yeah, no, it's awful. I hate every part of this.
Just roll a perception check, but if you roll badly, you get a success.
Yeah, I'm deliberately ignoring you.
Round number 9.
Hate it here.
I mean, Sigil's kind of enjoying the muck, so it's just going to play a little bit more.
Sigil happily splashes, getting some on Irina, but otherwise...
How positively vile.
Okay, who would like to go next?
Would this be considered a poison effect? Because Sigil gets +2 circumstance bonus then.
No, it's not a poison
Sigil
effect.
got a
It's
22.
just
Sigil's
disgusting.
fine.
No, go for crit.
Oh, honestly, that's fair, yeah.
William will just keep trying to move forward. The sooner he gets out of this, the sooner the better. That's he's stuck.
Remember those really good rolls we had at dinner?
Yeah.
You're thinking about dinner, and most of it has come up.
Was it as good going up as it was going
Ugh.
down?
No.
No.
Sigil thinks so.
Much better the first time.
Sigil's like, this is dessert.
Okay, yeah. Craigwin just powers through.
Oh, that was
Oh.
almost a 20.
Well, powers in, maybe.
And Irina.
I mean,
Oh,
wasting
right.
for medium creatures is really not fair for us small folk.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey!
Irina's just
We
had
might be a
enough of
hero.
this. It's like, that's it. Grabs the kobolds by the scruffs, throws them out, grabs Williams. I am just done with today.
I hate everything about today. This is the worst mission Arena has ever been on. My last mission, I got to hang out in a dragon's horde. It was lovely. I ate spicy food. It was great. This
You're in a
is the
dragon's horde
opposite.
here. This is a dragon's horde.
That's not a
Oh,
horde,
God.
but it's definitely part of what came out of a dragon.
Ah,
You get to the end. A steep
Circus
ascent is
lore.
covered by scree. The section of the tunnel is too difficult to climb up normally. A wooden board crosses the slope, stuck onto a large rock that causes it to teeter at the midpoint when navigated. The board tilts with your weight. To overcome, it's a simple acrobatics check to balance, circus lore, or survival to discover a strategy to avoid falling.
Okay, so let me try and sell you on something here, GM. Lots of circuses have a fortune teller. Would fortune teller lore not be a subset of circus lore?
I will say that I will allow it with a difficult modifier.
What if I pull a card about it? Oh, look, I pulled the carnival. That's a lie. I pulled it earlier.
You pulled the carnival at the wrong time.
I did. I really did.
But yeah, draw a card. Let's see what happens.
Okay, I've drawn the brass dwarf, which, as we know, is a vital part of all circuses, as children love the brass dwarf, who boosts their constitution.
I mean, the brass dwarf can also mean a failure or dark fate for one, which in turn might save all others around them from greater danger.
Hey, so basically, if I fail, everyone gets a bonus. Is what I'm hearing. Yeah, yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, you failed.
thank you.
You do fail.
But is it very clownish as I do it? Oh, I should have rolled performance. That would have been better. Gosh darn it. Oh well, next time.
So you will gain a -2 for the rolls for the rest of the chase. Everyone else can cap a +1.
Hooray,
Thanks to
I'm
the
a
brass
clown.
dwarf.
Okay. I guess Vary's just gonna do the balancing act like a proper kobold.
Okay.
Is that a circumstance bonus, by the way, from Irina?
Yeah, it would be a circumstance bonus.
It's a hero bonus, which is a special kind of bonus that stacks with other bonuses.
Oh, here we go again. We saw this in 1E.
Irina being bad, +1.
That is a success. You and Sigil just sort of walk across Irina's back, and you're like, the teetering board's not that hard.
Ow.
Can I use crafting and my magical ladder to reinforce this very precarious contraption so I can cross it more easily? So that everyone can cross it
if
more
you want
easily.
to expend your ladder, I will certainly give you a critical success for expending a marvelous miniature ladder. Craig just sort of plants it and creates his own way up the scree. Critical success.
Hey.
That's better.
All right. Do we all get to use the ladder?
I think a critical success means that we get 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
you
successes,
got
right?
2
So-
points. So, William, it's up to you now.
All right. I guess I'm going to do acrobatics with the plus
Yeah.
one.
Aha!
Not a problem. You sort of look at Irina sort of smashed on the ground. You start climbing up the ladder with one hand. You reach out, you grab Irina, and drag her to the top. And that overcomes the teetering board obstacle.
Just as I foretold.
So with that, you finish off. You completed the course. Therefore, the chief asks you to come back to the theater. They happily present each of you with an intricate pin in the shape of a dragon's head worth 3 gold.
Ooh.
Very proudly pins that to his clothing.
So you have not yet proven your worth because it took you a little bit longer than expected, but you each now have a chance to boost your reputation with the remaining kobolds by succeeding at a diplomacy check to make an impression or an intimidation check to boast about your prowess in front of all the tribe members.
I will definitely attempt to talk us up with diplomacy.
Yeah. As far as never having trained, Irina's gonna do that, and Vary's like, listen, these folk, that was their first time even trying on the on a sewer dragons course, and I think they did acceptably well. Next time we put them through, maybe we'll make it a bit harder for Irina, especially the sewer bit. Trying to get a laugh, but I don't think that's gonna work.
I'll just claim it was also easy, but I had to carry all these other people through all the obstacles, and that was what made me so slow. And go for intimidation. I'm not trained at this, but
Fortunately, the diplomacy DC was 15, but Craigwin succeeds on an intimidation check of 13 to boast about his prowess, only amplified by everyone else's pitiful performance.
We need to get a bag of holding for Irina.
Fine.
And so with that, Talk begrudgingly agrees to send you along a mission against a particular irritating encroachment encampment, a group of other kobolds calling themselves the Tunnel Scales. Talk's plan is to have his warriors ambush them, but is refusing to tell you anything specific. With that,
Before we go,
yes.
These tunnel scales that you wish us to attack, please excuse my appearance, I'm covered in filth. Are we simply trying to scare them off, or do you intend to meet them with lethal force?
The chief says, we just want them away from our territory. And Talk's like, we would like to make an example of them.
Well, I mean, they have to live somewhere, don't they?
They should not have come to where we live, though.
Can we not see them as potential allies and friends?
Would friends steal your home? What would you know?
You would let friends live in your home.
Have they stolen your home, or have they taken up territory which you were not otherwise using?
It was our place. Roll
Barry
a
looks around and see what the crowd's. Yeah.
roll a blind perception check, Arena.
Sure, I'd be thrilled to do that. There you go. And if it's a 20, no, it's not. It's a 1.
Talk seems upset, but you're unable to pull anything off of his mood.
I'll roll as well, just in case.
Knowing Talk as well as you do, you have no idea. Same with Craigwin.
Okay,
12,
well,
right? Everyone else did.
So
if we go along, maybe we can prevent too much bloodshed.
Yes, this
Well,
seems wise.
Yeah, I mean, William is all about giving someone a second chance and letting them redeem themselves. I'm sure it was a misunderstanding, or we can come to a compromise.
Of course.
And if not, well, I got 2 weapons.
So with that, why don't we take a 10-minute break, and I will see everybody in a couple of minutes.
Bye.
Bye.
So we are back and ready to continue on. Our group has heroically become honorary members of the defenders of the tribe, and have been given the somewhat dubious honor of being able to go and help search around. So the group of you have entered into the tunnels. You continue passing through at a cramped and unpleasant section of the Undercity where the sewers tunnels meet some natural cave passages. There's a stinking sort of clinging dampness. The strike force leader that you are with suddenly stops the party. The same blue-scaled runner from earlier sort of challenges a signal to halt and hiss. He gets enough out to say, stop, there's before cutting off in surprise. A goblin scout mirroring exactly the same.
Oh my.
Cuts off his words with the same, then shouts, "Tunnel scales!" In a tone somewhere halfway between a warning to our party and a question to you. The group with weapons drawn takes a look at you.
No, not tunnel scales. Sewer dragons.
Yes. Very steps forward and says, "Sewer dragons."
So I need one person to roll a diplomacy check. One person may aid should they so like.
Could I guidance vary unless your diplomacy is bad?
Nope. +8.
Yeah,
I
you can-
will. Can I guidance vary?
You can absolutely guidance vary.
I will guidance vary.
So
Okay. I will
We still
diplomacy. I mean,
On
it's
top.
you could aid. Someone could aid if they want. So
uh,
that overlap.
guidance is a status. Aid
Yep.
would be a circumstance.
What should I roll for aid?
how do you plan on
diplomacy as
aiding?
well. Oh yeah, that's a good point. How do I plan on aiding a diplomacy check?
Be big and burly and stand behind me. Intimidation.
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop style thing.
I was thinking more like I'd grab your shoulders and like kind of like shake you, not rough you up, but kind of like loosen you up. Like I'm the boxing trainer in your corner. Like you got this, you got this.
Take him out like a towel or something.
Yeah, that's what I'll go with. So what would that be? Performance.
Performance, maybe.
All right, and cooperative nature. That just applies, right? That.
+4 to your roll.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Well
Well, I get a
done.
+2
Critical
circumstance bonus. Oh, and that's that 20, and then here comes the low roll.
Nope.
Oh,
Whoa!
A
Nice.
29. You start to smooth talk the goblin leader, and you convince them that you and your kobold companions are not actually enemies. The goblin leader steps forward. I'm Knife. We are looking for tunnel scales. They have attacked our territory. What are you doing?
we are also looking for tunnel scales.
Why you look for tunnel
We-
scales?
It sounds like they are causing all sorts of trouble if they've also attacked your territory. The sewer dragons want to attack them as well. We were going to see if we could find a peaceful solution. We're pathfinders, actually.
Would you like to join us?
Possibly. Always need good mercenaries on our side. And so the leader walks forward, and they hand over to you a small silver ring worth about 10 silver, an unpolished garnet worth a gold, and several coins. Altogether, this is worth approximately one treasure bundle. Excellent. We have mercenaries now. Paid mercenaries lead, and they point to the front. You may
Yeah.
pass.
Ah,
Oh,
yes.
I think
okay.
this is working out very
Famous
well for us.
Pathfinder recruitment drive.
All scenarios are Pathfinder recruitment drives if you know what you're doing.
Heck, you can even get Datch on your team. Sure, that'll work out great.
Yeah, definitely. She won't backstab you even a little bit.
No, never.
Don't jump into the sewer.
Oh,
What? We're used
Wait.
to it.
Not, but it's swimming.
Oh boy. Okay, well, have fun.
So, in any case, you can continue on. You don't have to keep going on this map.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because you'll continue on for a little while. There's a crisscrossing series of tunnels in the heart of the Tunnel Scale's new lair. While it's on the fringes of the territory now, the sewer draggers once considered this area unassailable. The kobolds that accompany you start getting more agitated as you approach, unsure of whether you're there to help them or if you're going to prove to be a hindrance. The Tunnel Scales are ready for the concentration, poised to attack as soon as you reach the lair. You arrive with your goblin allies as well as some of the other kobold warriors behind you. In front of you, you see what looks like several of their strongest warriors defending an area in front, as well as a scout and a kobold dragon mage. How would you like to proceed?
Hello there. You must be the Tunnel Scales.
Yes, we are. Who are you? Why are you in our territory?
We are Pathfinders. We have a big recruitment drive going on.
Have you considered a life of adventure in the world above? Then the Pathfinders are for you.
The leader steps forward. Yes, very considered, very considerate. And with that, roll initiative.
All right. Can I use diplomacy because I was talking to them?
Absolutely.
Yay!
Other kobolds start pouring from the side tunnels, going after both the goblin allies as well as the other sewer dragons, who yell in Draconic. Whoops. For those of you who don't speak Draconic, you hear Mac Mac Mac.
Very translates into common. It's a trap.
what's that?
Craigwin, you're the first to act. What would you like to do?
Okay, what's a trap? Who says that?
One
That
of
was
the
very.
Well, one of our guys.
yeah, one of your guys.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
the other groups are getting ambushed from behind.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, if it's a trap, we have to just break straight through them. Clear a path. And Craigwin will go next to the first kobold, draw a tricky pick, the best mining implement in the world, and start mining.
Good. Good first
Roll
roll.
critical damage.
Fatal
Oh my God.
damage.
Ooh.
Oh,
Mess them up. Mess them up.
The kobold scout takes 32 damage. The massive damage immediately kills them. Barry, it's your turn.
This
So
is
much
called
for-
mining accident.
I cast a mining accident.
Well, I had a whole turn planned. Vary's going to use Act Together to cast Caustic Blast, which I believe I can center. No, I'm going to use Act Together, and we're both going to move. That's the plan instead. And then with my last two actions, I will cast Caustic Blast, and I will do it here. So they can give me reflex saves, and they can take
Failure and 2 successes.
They can take 2 points or 1 point of damage.
So the one on the left-hand side catches some of the acid splattering from the wall. The other 2 manage to dodge a little bit out of the way. Arena, you're up.
Okay, so first I'm going to turn to William and I'm going to say, this is going to seem weird. Don't worry, it will help. And then I will prick my finger and I will rub a little bit of blood on you in a sigil as I anoint my ally. And then, was the one that died from 32 points of damage, did that one look like the boss?
Yes.
Alright, well, shame to waste a focus spell on someone who's not the boss, but here we are. I will point my crooked little witchy finger at, I guess, I can't target, oh, there we go. That kobold there. And I will cast an Unraveling Blast.
It is
So,
unraveled and
incredible.
fails. Roll damage.
Great, so I do 3 points of mental damage, and it is off guard until the start of my turn. The other thing that happens is because that is blood magic, and because I anointed my ally, William, you are concealed until my next turn, so it'll be harder for them to hit you.
Ooh. That's
And that's my
good.
3.
I rolled poorly.
Yes. Well, you were the only one who was still next to me, so.
So this one is going to take its sling with its massive headache and attempt to bop Arena. Missing. With
That'll
its
miss.
Second action, it'll pull out its spear and throw it at Arena. Also misses.
Excuse you.
This warrior is going to step over top of the body of its leader to get a clear shot at Craigwin. Spear in hand. It's going to attempt to stab. Getting Craigwin between the ribs for 4 points of damage. And we'll attempt a second time, feeling very successful and definitely missing. William, you're up.
Okay, I would like to stride through here.
25 feet, easy enough to do.
And I would like to try to convince them to surrender, even spending an action to do so, if that's what it takes. Your boss, like, let's talk about this.
It would
No
be a
chance
request action,
Request action?
which is one. It's a one action.
I have not done something like that before, so let me find it. Request.
So you can make a diplomacy check. Keeping in mind you are in combat, so you will take a degree of success 1 worse than what you roll.
Okay. No, I'm willing
You have
to.
to roll crit success, basically.
I'm willing to try.
Every dice got a 20.
So yeah,
Right.
target, and then you can roll. Just click on the
Oh yeah, target.
and then yeah.
Request.
A 24.
That's pretty
Down to
good.
19.
That's really, really good.
Good.
Yeah, their will is only +3.
Hey!
I mean, in theory, so what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to knock one more out, and they surrender. But given the impassioned request you just made, the warriors all drop their spears and they say, "Please, mercy, we just are looking for a home for ourselves."
Nice roll.
That was a very good roll. Well done.
Yeah, that's
Good work, team.
a roll worth a hero point.
Oh, fantastic. My next move was I was just going to punch him to try to knock him out.
You can give him a bop if you'd like.
No.
Bonk.
It's a little love tap.
Yeah, I want to
Put
hear
away
their
the
side of the
mining implement
story.
again.
We are
I'm
just
assuming
looking
there's
for a
no
place for us and for our
castings.
people.
I assume there's no casting heal on the one that Skull does not exist anymore, thanks to the tricky pick.
No. See, that was massive damage. You will notice that the card specifically said Cobalt Scout takes 32 damage. The massive damage immediately kills them. But you could heal this guy.
Yeah,
Does anyone
I'll
in this
maybe.
party have medicine?
No, but I have AOE heal, 3 action heal.
I'm very sick, doctor. Please heal me.
That's pretty good. Yeah, so I really want to hear their side of the story. You know, were you really attacking? Did you think it was occupied? Did you hurt anybody? Big misunderstanding.
They say to you, we just look up for a place for all of us and for our young, somewhere to live and grow and thrive.
Weren't you part of the sewer dragons before? That's what I was told, I think.
They
Unless
were
I'm
not.
making stuff up.
The Tunnel
I'm
Scales were
making
not part of the
someone-
Sewer Dragons.
That happens.
I remember that as well, but maybe the Pathfinders had it wrong.
Us being the
Well-
Pathfinders.
Do
I
we
meant the
have
people
to
briefing us.
broker peace between the goblins first before we figure out
Yeah.
the sewer dragon?
Knife comes forward and says, we don't care what they do, so long as they leave our territory alone.
Well, why don't you gather the tunnel scales and I've just had a kind of a good idea. How good are the tunnel scales at construction and tunneling?
Oh.
We make good tunnels.
There's some of the uplanders are working on repairing some of the areas down here. Maybe if you assist them in their repairs, it could be a new place for you and your tribe.
Like the way you think.
You hear some grumbling from the sewer dragons as it feels to them like you're giving away part of their territory.
I mean, they don't want to help build it, so.
Yeah, if we're fixing it.
Talk
Well,
starts
first we have
grumbling.
to inspect those tunnels that they make before we,
Talk comes up and simply says, huh, knew you would give away our things. Those were our places. If it wasn't for that machine, they would not be damaged.
And what have you been doing to fix them?
They've been broken. We want them back, though.
Maybe.
So nothing is what I'm hearing. Talk, you haven't done anything to fix them.
Talk gets annoyed at you and storms off.
I look at the
Maybe-
rest of the sewer dragons and say, do you think that petulant child should really be your leader?
They
Maybe
look
it would
at you
be
all.
best if the tunnel skill.
They look at you
joined
quizzically, but roll a diplomacy check.
Where is it? There it is.
Ooh.
They listen to your words and they look a
Hey.
little bit uncomfortable. One of them pipes up. We still don't want to give away our homes. You were supposed to come and help us, not give away our homes.
But these are our friends, don't you see? They're fellow kobolds. They're part of our they could be part of our tribe. They could help us be better, be together,
You want to make them sewer dragons?
if they would like to be. I look at the tunnel snakes.
They sort of look at you. They look around. We would consider such a thing. And the other sewer dragons around, based on your impassioned plea, sort of say, these kobolds, they fight with grit and determination. Maybe they would fit with us.
You should have them run the Dragon's Breath to see if they would truly be members of your tribe. It is a fearsome challenge which only the bravest warriors can complete.
One of the kobolds looks at you. But you completed it.
Are you? And just what are you implying?
The kobold looks down sheepishly. I don't imply anything. I infer it.
Did you not see the way I bravely supported my allies in that combat? Ah, my word.
The other one walks up. One there. One who has sewage dripping from face. She's right.
I thought I got that all out of my hair.
This is why you learn prestidigitation.
I can't. I'm not that kind of spellcaster.
And so with that, Knife is amenable to this, and the rest of the kobolds are going to get the tunnel scales together, and will come peacefully in a day or so to meet. You do find a small hoard in a secluded corner that they offer up to you. There's a gold-carved dragon scale worth 2 gold, a set of well-worn but beautiful bone dice worth 12 silver, and a fine portrait of a noble elf that is worth about 1 gold. In addition, for recruiting them instead of driving them off, they open up a hidden stash that contains a handful of various polished gemstones worth about 10 gold.
Ooh.
So the remaining sewer dragons lead you back through the tunnels and caverns via an alternate route. Though a couple of the tunnel scales that surrendered are led back in manacles, the scouts don't allow you to lead the parties, and they're like, "We will take you back."
All right, jeez.
And it probably takes about a half hour to get back. So if there's anything you'd like to do for that half hour, you're sort of wandering in the dark through tunnels.
Well, I'm going to avoid rolling dice because I've just been given some misfortune.
Roll dice now. Roll dice now.
So the luck ones are the random PCs get advantage.
Oh, nice.
But the mischief in the tunnels are 2 rolls that will be not for Alex.
Yeah, I got that one.
And you still have the nat 20 turn into a nat 1 that hasn't happened yet.
2 of them.
I do. It hasn't triggered yet.
Oh, I only see
2 of
1
them,
on my
right?
tracker, but...
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I've only got 1.
I thought it was 2, but I could be wrong.
So with that, you get led back. The kobolds tell you, go into the theater. So you head to the theater entrance once you make your way. And it's suspiciously quiet. At the far side of the theater, you see Trapmaster talk. Chief Dragon Yiddlepod's throne is sitting empty on the stage. The spotlights around her dimmed while she is away from the rotting theater that lies at the heart of the domain. The rest of the theater is totally empty. Trapmaster Talk stands in the center aisle looking at the group of you. He waits until you walk through the threshold and then says, "Now." The kobold companions with you turn on you with fear and some hesitation in their eyes. The Trapmaster commands clearly holds some sway. They ready their weapons with shaky hands.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Pretty much all of the... so for each of the kobolds, because of the wonderful diplomacy roll, they will be taking a -2 penalty to their... what's it called? Their initiative roll. There we go.
Nice.
And so
Does
can I
initiative
have...
count as one of my d20s that I have disadvantage on?
Yes.
Well. Oh.
Aw, so that natural 20 will count and be reduced to a natural 1. So Arena goes down to a 7.
Honestly, probably the best result you could have had.
Oh wait, actually, that's good. Yay! Knocked out 2 boxes with 1 roll.
Do we have
Trying
Williams
to push
roll?
the button.
Go ahead and roll initiative. William.
Third time's a charm. There we go.
There we go.
So that guy will go to there. 1, 2, 3. And so we will begin. First up is Trapmaster Talk.
Trapmaster Talk.
Talkmaster Trap?
It's Map Talker's Trap.
From that far away, he looks at Very. He yells the word traitor and is gonna try throwing an alchemist fire.
Good luck, bestie.
Oh no, target's out of range. You can't do that. In which
You have
case,
to move towards me.
yeah, he's too far out of range to do any of those things. So he is just going to delay. William, you're up.
So are these 3 kobolds in front of him? Are those the ones that were kind of hesitant?
Yes.
Don't want to raise their swords? Alright. I will move 25 feet.
Okay.
First action. And they can all hear me just fine if I try to talk to them from here, right?
Oh yeah. You're in a theater. It's designed for it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I would like to, since I learned how to do a request, I would try to, again, tell these people that they don't have to fear talk. You know, there's another way. He's not the end all be all. He's leading you down a bad path.
Okay.
Or making the sewer dragons better.
Okay, so make a diplomacy check.
I'll just target one of them.
Man, that would be a great time for the group impression feat. Oh well.
So the one in front becomes hardened against your position. You have 1 action remaining.
Let's try it again on the other one.
Okay.
Can I do that, or does that not make sense?
No, you can go for it. Try and convince the other one.
Yeah.
So it's not a success because it is in combat, but it says, convince Talk and maybe you can convince us. The other ones seem to nod. However, the first one that you've effectively insulted is going to run forward, short sword in hand.
I basically used the goad attack. Yeah, that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely was trying to do that.
Taking a swing at you. It seems quite half-hearted. Swings a second time. Again, very half-hearted. Talks like, hit faster! Very, you're up.
Is this what kind of armor is Talk wearing? Just curiously.
He's wearing studded leather armor.
So armor that has metal in it?
Technically, yes. I think it's got little studs in it. I feel like it's one of those things that is a perennial debate because studded leather armor doesn't actually exist.
I know. What's your call? Is it metal armor or not?
It has pieces of metal in it, so I mean,
Okay.
it's realistically a leather armor, but it has components of metal.
Okay, I'm gonna act together,
Okay.
and I say, "Hey, Talk. Do you want to know what's funny about you not being able to reach me? I can reach you." And I cast Thunderstrike on Talk. I'm acting together as well, but do the sigils after. All right. So he is
Down by
clumsy for
one.
1 round. And takes this amount of damage. 8 damage. And then Sigil is working off my act together. And will move up to here. And with my last action, Sigil will reach out a gong and make a big gong noise in that kobold's ear.
The kobold starts bleeding from his ear.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! They didn't do anything wrong.
You see his head shatter.
Oh no! I used a gong on him, and it was too powerful.
He is totally gong.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, blong.
that's horrible.
You don't want to
Okay.
kill them.
Both as a result of the action and as a pun.
Okay, that's Vary's turn.
You just hear the one kobold yell, "Craig!" He'll run forward towards the gong. And
Did he just do a very specific pattern of movement?
he was very sad. And stabs at Sigil with his short sword for 4 points of damage.
Terrifying.
Craigwin, you're up.
Craigwin wants to walk in front. I'm not sure, is this difficult terrain or do I need
Yeah,
to...
the seats would definitely be difficult terrain.
And then I need to stand on the falling person.
That's fine. Well, you stand where the head would have been.
Yeah. I drum a tricky pick, and this time I go for a non-lethal attack.
That's the most threatening Craigwin draws there with +1 tricky pick I've ever read.
Oh.
Oh,
This is not lethal.
It is definitely not lethal. As the
Wait,
pick
but-
pretty much slips out of your hands.
What about the lucky strike?
oh yeah, we need some luck here.
Yeah, 2 people do have advantage on something.
So if you'd like to re-roll that one for free and keep higher, Craigwin, you certainly can.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not going to get any lower than that.
Unfortunately, in your attempt to keep it non-lethal, the kobold's able to dodge out of the way. Arena, you're up.
Worth it.
All my spells are 30-foot range, which is really not helpful right now. Yeah. No one's really been damaged either, so there's not much point in soothing at this stage. Am I safe to assume we didn't have 10 minutes for me to meditate and get my focus point back?
Oh, you had a half hour on the walk back, but you didn't.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, but that was my point. Was like I couldn't have sat and meditated for 10 minutes.
No, you could not.
Okay, fine. Alright.
I would have let you try to tell people's fortune on the way back.
Well, too late now. Now I'll just tell their fortune by murdering them. Okay. I'm just gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm just gonna move up to there. And I'm just gonna telekinetic projectile pick up like an old armrest from one of the theater chairs.
Okay.
And just chuck it at this kobold.
It's gonna crit and it's gonna massive damage again.
Well, it's not because I have disadvantage still, so you know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That doesn't
bludgeoning,
prevent it from
Oh,
critting.
that's good.
keep lower.
I'm very glad you have disadvantage.
14. Will
Unfortunately,
miss.
14 misses.
Yeah, alright, that will end my turn, which means that I can try and convince Trapmaster Talk next turn to chill out.
So Trapmaster Talk will hop into initiative, running forward.
Oh, we're in Great Alchemist Fire position, aren't we?
Yeah, huh?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
However, he's not going to do that.
Oh.
He is going to huck a Vexing Vapor.
A what?
Vexing Vapor.
A what?
Not
bless
today.
It misses. However, 2 points of splash damage do go off, hitting Arena, Sigil, and William. So 2 points of
What
mental
type of
damage. 2 points of mental
Ow.
damage.
Not Craigwin.
Not Craigwin. So that's move,
Oh.
quick bomber, and he'll quick bomber a second time because why not? Another 2 damage to each of you.
Ugh.
This one will run up.
That would
And-
talk.
Whoops. This one will run up.
I'll keep talk next
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
but-
So it runs up and is going to try and stab twice. First roll. And he triumphantly yells,
Gesundheit.
you just hear, Mac, Mac, Mac! Second one missing. William, you're up.
Okay. Am I able to move through my friendly space and go in the diagonal here like this?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna stride, just for simplicity's sake. This is still 1 stride, so there's 10, 15, 20. And I am going to just try to beat up Talk. I'm just going to try to punch him.
Okay.
Bare fist it, be like, surrender, whatever. Let's roll some dice.
Oh,
I got a hero
you-
point.
You can use that, or
Okay.
you do have the shiny scale, so you can take
Luck of the
reroll-
shiny scale.
Reroll with 5e advantage, so reroll, keep higher. 15 unfortunately still misses, so your first swing, the trap master nimbly dodges out of the way.
Bimbly bimbly. Okay, and then I will try to try to talk. I did it in the wrong order, but I'll try to talk him down.
I bet you're really scared now.
We don't want to kill anymore. We got new people, this and that. We're trying to make the sewer dragon stronger.
This was just a warning strike.
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
so I have to do some math here, because you're in combat making a request, but you've got massive modifiers to the DC of this.
Yeah. Get it back.
No, the way that it is written, I'm going to say that that's successful. He sort of slumps his hands down. He says, "You think I should listen to her?"
Of course.
Yes.
Yes, together we can talk this out.
Don't want to let Craigwin explode your head with his pick. He's very good at it.
And
Or
with
the
that,
gong.
the
Or the
other
gong.
the other two kobolds just lean forward to Craigwell.
Yeah, you can stand down now.
And they just hand over their weapons. So with that, Talk goes forward and disables a couple of traps that he'd left in the way.
Oh,
I knew they were moving in a weird pattern. I was like,
Oh.
wait a minute.
oh, Trap Master. Yeah, okay. No, that.
And he invites
I
the group
checked
of you
out.
to come
Checked
forward
out.
to the stage.
They said he disabled them. We're fine.
The other kobolds come forward with you, except for the one who's lying decapitated from a gong. As
Maybe I
Chief
should
Yiddlepode,
retrain so I can have non-lethal.
as Chief Yiddlepode comes in, what is meaning of this, Talk? Talk comes forward. I sorry. Perhaps you are right. Pathfinders are strong, and now we have new allies. Maybe this was not the right way to go about things. Maybe you were right. For successfully stopping Talk from taking over the tribe, she comes forward and offers you a box. You open it up, and inside is a dull gray Aeon stone. Which
Sigil gets in the box like a cat.
which Chief Yiddlepode places around Arena's head, and so there's just a dull gray Aeon stone just orbiting. Very good. Talk asks the group of you to step to the side for just a moment, looking a little bit sheepish. He looks at the group of you and says, thank you. I feel like I've made mistakes. Maybe the society is not all bad. Allow me to give you a token of my gratitude. And he pulls out a dozen lesser vexing vapors and hands it over to you.
Well, in
Thank you.
return, would you like me to tell your future and see what awaits this new mended relationship?
He looks kind of suspiciously. I guess?
Okay. Oh. No, wait, this is good. This is good. So, I've drawn the uprising, but it's inverted, which means that the uprising, yours, being defeated will lead to great success and happiness for the whole tribe.
He's like,
I'm not sure I believe you.
Hang on a second. I've rolled a deception check.
aw. Talk's perception modifier is +9.
Oh.
He looks at you.
Well,
he pats you on the shoulder. I think you need more practice. And walks away.
I'm working on it.
Trot Master Talk survived, so Box A will not be checked. You convinced Talk to rejoin Yiddlepode, so Box B will be checked. You did not promise any favors to Larret, so there's no checking Box C. And you released at least the second influence threshold with both Larret and Adula, so you get Box D, because you reached the top threshold with both somehow. Well done. You fulfilled the primary objectives by resolving 2 of the 3 complaints, meaning rebuilding the tunnels. You succeeded by talking to both Larret and Adula, demonstrating the Pathfinder Society's values, which you did by completing the course, and driving out the invaded forces, which you did by making them no longer exist, and joining the Sewer Dragons, and either defeating Talk or convincing him to rejoin his sister. So you earned 2 reputation with your chosen faction. Because you resolved all 3 complaints, you do get an additional 2. Finally,
Right.
Valais is interested in a peaceful resolution to the intertribal conflict, and especially keen to ensure that Trapmaster Talk's redeemed. And by talking Trapmaster Talk into peacefully surrendering, you earn an additional 2 reputation with the Radiant Oath faction. So congratulations, everybody.
Hooray!
This is a great success.
It's a wonderful success.
You're so good.
Really, the only thing. I mean, we succeeded at a lot of things actually, except the obstacle course. We were not good at that.
You got really close to doing really well. It only took one extra round. That's not too bad. You did spend
Yes,
a
but
lot
I'm
of time
filthy.
in filth. That is definitely not
Had
going
a
to come
bad
back to haunt
time.
you in the future.
God, Jeremiah's thing is patty cake, and now Arena's is going to be you're going to cover her in various goos.
Oh, goo if you're lucky.
Oh God.
If you're not lucky, it might be geese.
Oh no, not geese.
Arena
worse.
went out to after the filth. Arena went out to seek an ochre jelly because she heard that the taste cleanses the palate. At least if prepared properly.
Yes.
So I'd like to just thank everybody again. First, Alex, thank you so much for volunteering your time, coming out, and allowing yourself to be continually thrown under the bus for a wonderful
There's
cause.
nothing I enjoy. There's nothing I enjoy more than being abused for the sake of charity. And thank you so much for running as well.
Yes, thank you, Tim. It was
Always a
wonderful
pleasure.
as always.
And thank you to the Big Ham, to Drentel, and to Elizabeth, all for your large donations to the charity Outright International, as well as everybody on the stream who donated to make Alex's life a little bit worse and everyone else's life a little bit better.
The stream
little bit more
raised
fun.
$730 on its own, so that's
Woo!
amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty close to halfway to the goal for the entire convention.
Entire Ascension, yeah.
That's
So,
fantastic.
Well done, everybody. And as a reminder, we'll wave goodbye quickly because I only have the one on this. So for Outright International, you can go to tiltify.com. If you check out the charity donation channel on the Discord, you can find all the different boons that you can sort of purchase for this convention. Looking at them quickly, because obviously I could do that thing. Well, so I'm being reminded, when I say boons, I mean, what I should have said is in-game assists. So if you want a bonus to a D20 roll during the convention, it's $X, where for each $1 donated, you can add 1 to a D20 roll. So if you want to roll a natural 100, you can do that now for a $100 donation. You can also purchase a free reroll. So 1 D20 reroll will be $10, or you can take an automatic natural 20 by donating $20 again to Outright International. Additionally, there are some raffle tickets for charity boons. So there's 3 charity boons up for auctions. Each ticket is worth costs $6. The whole thing will be rolled. There is the Final Warning charity boon for Pathfinder First Edition. There's the Callistocrat charity boon for Starfinder, and to Haley's Wisdom, where you can get a really cool tattoo for Pathfinder Second Edition for a boon. So $6 for a ticket to become eligible for a draw for that. I'm sure it'll be drawn at the end. More information's in the charity info channel. So thank you again for everyone for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the event. And again, thanks to everyone for donating. Have a wonderful rest of the convention. And yeah, we will see you when we see you. I look forward to all my games tomorrow. Bye for now.